meet you. I'm Sheridan Booth.
Nice to meet you, Sheridan. Come on, have a seat. So we're going to keep this pretty casual. Just a few questions. And just tell me what your thoughts are, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right. So your first 30 days on the job. Tell me what you would like to accomplish.
I'd like to be on time for work every day on my first 30 days in the job. And I'd also like to make sure that I get all my work done in the best way that it can be with the most quality that I can. And I want to make sure that during this time, I'm also continuously upholding the values of the company.
Very good. That's important to us. So, can you tell me about a time when you exercised leadership?
All right. So a time that I exercised leadership would be during class when I had a group project and the people in my group were not on task and they couldn't focus.
Yeah.
So I stepped in and I divided up the work amongst each individual, and this gave them something to focus on, and it helped us get the job done, and we got it done on time.
Great, good deal. And so this one's a little tricky. So how do you think that others describe you?
I think others would describe me as loyal and smart. I'm also a very independent and hardworking individual, and they would say that I also get my work done on time, all the time.
That's great. I like to hear that. So when you're working so hard and getting your work done all the time and on time, sometimes it can be difficult. And so tell me what frustrates you and why.
What frustrates me is when people don't put everything they have into a task, because I think that you should always put your best work into everything, because that means that it will come out the best way that it can and it won't be lesser and not as good.
Great, okay. Now if you had an angry customer, how would you deal with that?
I would patiently ask them what the problem was and try to work through it with them and make sure that they left feeling satisfied and just make sure that they had a good experience, or at least that it ended in a good way.
That's what we always want, is our customers to be happy, so that's a good answer. So, what is one misconception about you?
One misconception about me is that I often ask a lot of questions, and people think that I'm being too questioning, or that I'm being rude in asking them too many questions, but I'm not in any way trying to do that, because I'm just a curious person and I like to know things, and it helps me get a better understanding when I ask more questions.
It's really interesting. I'm the same way, and sometimes people think that I'm being rude, but just for clarification, I understand. I agree. So there are times when we will be working on holidays. Are you willing to do that?
I'm definitely willing to help out on holidays.
Okay.
I will say not every holiday, but most holidays I will do what I can to help.
Okay. All right. And there is some travel, about 25% travel in the job. Are you willing to travel?
Of course. I'm willing to travel as long as it's not too far out of the way. I'm, of course, willing to make the trip to help and to further the company.
Awesome. Okay. Last question. Tell me about your education.
So, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and I took middle school and elementary school, and I'm currently taking high school in the Pittsburgh School District. And I've been on the honor roll for consecutive semesters since 7th grade, and I always work my hardest and try to be the best person I can, the best student I can.
Well, that's great. I like to hear that. Somebody who works hard and makes a difference and gets on honor roll is very important. So I'm done with my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
I do. When can I expect to hear from you?
Well, we have some other candidates to talk to, but we will get in touch with you within a week or so.
All right, great. Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Sheridan. Thanks for coming in.